Today we're going to continue to work with the practices of the squeeze, the contraction of the lower part of the belly on the exhale and the release on the inhale, as well as our Kapalabhati practice. We've been doing the practice of concentrating on the muscles of the lower belly. As we exhale, we squeeze those lower belly muscles, and then on the inhale we release them. It takes a little bit of practice, I find, to be able to squeeze just the lower belly and keep everything else in your body relaxed. So that's part of the practice, is to work on that. And then it also takes a bit of practice to be able to release that smoothly. So as you're inhaling, we didn't really worry about that the last couple of days, but as you're exhaling, there's this strong squeeze in the lower belly. And then as you're inhaling, see if you can release that smoothly, so that the muscles don't just kind of go boom and come back out, that you actually release the tension in the muscles slowly over the length of your inhale, and then increase the tension again as you're exhaling, and then release it smoothly again as you're inhaling. And the practice of Agni Sara involves the lower part of the belly and then moving up. So we squeeze the lower part of the belly and then we move up to the part just below the navel center and then the navel center itself. And it's like a rolling pin, kind of moving from the lower part of the belly up through the navel center on the exhale and then releasing it in the opposite direction on the inhale. So that's part of what we're doing with these practices right now, as we're building the ability to squeeze just the lower part of the belly, and then we're going to be adding in a little bit higher and a little bit higher, just like there's a rolling pin squeezing up. And then as we inhale, we release the top part first, and then the middle part, and then the lower part. So maybe what we'll do this morning is we'll do a little bit of work with the lower part and start to bring in the next part a bit as well, and then release. And focus on the smoothness of the release. Practice that sitting up straight. Relax your whole body. If you're in a chair, it's helpful to sit towards the front of the chair so you can have lots of room to breathe. And then as you exhale, squeeze the lowest part of the stomach muscles back towards the spine, and then just kind of let it go all at once. And there's just kind of a jerkiness to that. And then the next breath, squeeze the lower part of the belly in towards the spine. And then let it gradually release the tension as you inhale. And it takes a bit of practice for that to become smooth. Let's try it several times. So exhaling, squeeze the lower part of the belly towards the spine. And then inhaling, let it be a gradual release of the tightness or of the squeezing. We're not having any breaks or pauses in the breath. The breath is continuous. So as soon as you finish the squeezing and your exhale is done, then move right into the gradual releasing of the tension or of the contraction. And check your whole body when you're doing this. Relax through the shoulders, down through the arms, down to the feet. Relax your forehead, eyes, jaw, the neck, all the way down through, and then keeping your main focus on this squeeze as you exhale and the smooth release of the contraction as you inhale. And if that's going fairly well, you can start to add in a squeeze towards a little bit higher. So start with the squeeze in the lowest part of the belly, and then add a little bit of a squeeze up just a few, 2 or 3 inches higher. And then as you're exhaling, release the squeeze higher first, and then the squeeze in the lower part of the muscle. So the same smooth, focused breathing. Exhale, squeezing in the lower belly a little bit higher. Inhale, that gradual, smooth release. Upper part first and then the lower part. For a lot of people, it takes a few weeks to really identify and be able to move those muscles individually, the lower layer and then the one just above that. So don't worry if they're not isolated at the moment. Just keep working on it mentally. That's your intention. Squeeze the lower part first and then the next part just above that. And then release the upper part and then the lower part. And then release the practice. Allow yourself to breathe normally. Allow all those muscles in the stomach to be relaxed. And notice this continuity, this wave of the breath at the navel center. So right in the mid part of your stomach, notice how the breath moves the body. We don't actually move the body, the breath moves the body. As you're breathing in, there's this expansion that happens. The air comes into the lungs as the diaphragm flattens, the stomach expands a bit. And then as you breathe out, the diaphragm comes up, the air leaves the lungs, and the stomach area releases a bit, comes back down towards the spine. And really focus on letting those muscles relax all through the lower belly up towards the navel center. And then let's do some practice of Kapalabhati. So if you have any of the contraindications like heart disease, glaucoma, issues with your ears or nose, then you wouldn't do this. High or low blood pressure as well. If that's the case, work with your breathing in a more relaxed way, either continuing to work with the squeeze or perhaps focusing on the breath in the nostrils. Work within your own capacity. We're doing the Ayurvedic form of Kapalabhati, so as you exhale, there's a sharp push of the lower belly in towards the spine, and then on the inhale happens just normally, just as it would. So exhaling, and then let the inhale happen normally. Let's do several repetitions of this. Lots of length through the spine. This shorter, faster exhalation, the air flow gets a bit faster in the nose as well, causing that sound. And then release the practice, breathe normally again for a moment. Check that you have lots of length through the whole of your spine, up through the back of the neck, the shoulders relaxed. And then let's move into another round of the practice. Exhale, squeezing sharply through the lower belly. Normal, regular inhale. Keeping everything relaxed, eyebrows, forehead, the jaw, and the neck. If you start to get dizzy or fatigued, just stop the practice and breathe normally. And then release the effort, release the practice, and again breathe normally. Keeping your focus on the belly, the stomach area, noticing as you breathe that there's this smoothness to the breath, this continuity, the exhale and the inhale, the expansion and release that happens as we breathe. And then let's do one more round. It's often done in rounds of 3. So sitting upright again, relax through the forehead, shoulders, the neck, all the way down through the arms, through the stomach, and then begin the practice. Exhale with this little bit force in the exhalation, contracting your lower stomach muscles in towards the spine, and then releasing on the inhale. So it's not the same as the squeeze and release of earlier, it's just the forceful contraction and then a normal inhalation. Try to keep the mouth relaxed, the throat relaxed. And then let your breathing return to normal. Let go of the Kapalabhati practice. And focus your mind now on the flow of the breath in the nostrils. Notice which nostril has more airflow. And then focus your attention on the active nostril, the one with more airflow. And let your attention, your awareness move between the eyebrow center and the base of that nostril where it meets the upper lip. Let your awareness flow with the breath, this continuous, smooth, flowing breath. And then your next exhale, bring your attention to the passive nostril, the one with less breath flow. Let your awareness flow from the eyebrow center to the base of that nostril and back. Intending with your mind that that nostril that nostril will open and flow more freely. Then changing to the active nostril, exhale and inhale with your awareness flowing in that nostril. Focusing now on the flow of the breath in the passive nostril, eyebrow center to the base. Keeping the forehead relaxed and soft. Soft through the jaw and the neck, the shoulders. And then switching to the active nostril, keeping your mind focused on this flow of the breath. If you notice the mind wandering, simply bring it back and refocus again. There's this knowing of the flow of the breath as well as the flow of the energy, the awareness. Changing to the passive nostril, exhale and inhale through the passive nostril. And then bring your awareness to your both nostrils, to the breath as it flows in both nostrils. If you're working with a personal mantra or so hum, you could allow that to rise in the mind and flow silently with the breath. Exhale from the eyebrow center to the base of the nose with the sound hum. Inhale with the sound so. Let that awareness and the sound flow continuously, smoothly, serenely in the nostrils. Inhaling so, exhaling hum, inhaling so. Let your mind focus on the sound and on that flow of energy, the flow of awareness between the eyebrow center and the base of the nose as you breathe. And then keeping this awareness of that flow of energy in the nostrils and between the eyebrow center and the base of the nose, as well as your entire body from head to toes and the movement of the body with the breath. When you're ready, open your eyes.